welcome to another episode of Thanalysis show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C.
What up, what up, what up?
My dog. Today we have a special show. As you can see, we're still on the road, still shooting here, but I want to talk about one thing, and a lot of people will understand this, being from sports and being, there's nothing that makes me happier, right, than a good redemption story. When somebody comes back, right, when nobody expected and just like crushes it. And everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for this guy. This is what the biggest movies I love about. This is why I loved Coach Carter, right? This is all I love. Remember the Titans, this is what I love. Like, and if you give it Sunday, this is what sports movies are made about. Like,
for sure.
Just redemption stories. And right now, just seeing everybody back with the team, seeing everybody, I'm loving it. And we're building our own story. So keep going. This is what we got, Tony.
All right. I was curious where you were going with that.
No.
I thought you were going to go Kendrick Nunn, possibly in the EuroLeague right now, just falling like crazy on Kostas' team, obviously. But no, the Bucks started, what was it, 2-8?
2-8, man. Just
2-8,
just being back in the mix and just trying to figure it out again.
Yep, a lot of season left. Want to hit on a lot of NBA headlines that we've seen over the past couple of weeks and just get opinions and some stuff on them, because I think some of them are pretty interesting. Ja Morant said he's done dunking the basketball. He's trying to preserve his body, and he said, basically, unless I have to, I'm done dunking the basketball.
So I saw two things, because I saw some stuff that bothered me, and I saw some stuff which is those make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that bothered me was that, oh my God, what are you talking about? This, that. Like, guys, this guy makes a living with basketball. This basketball for him is like, it's his life. It's not just something that people just go out in the backyard and just play.
I think more importantly, he makes a living with his body.
With his body, too. Like, and for people to get a context and understanding is, for somebody to say that means he knows, he has self-awareness, and he knows exactly where he's at with his body. Yeah, he knows exactly. And we're talking about a heavy athlete. We're talking about like one of the most athletic guys in the league. So,
and he's only 6'2".
Yeah, and he's in tune with his body, right?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I saw this and was just like, this makes a ton of sense. You recently had an episode with Sergio Pettis, and he said on there he fights smart so he can fight longer. He doesn't take unnecessary hits. There's NFL players who before, some wide receivers, they catch the ball, they're running toward the sideline. Back in the day, you used to lower your shoulder, hit a cornerback. That's one extra hit instead. Now you just go out of bounds. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there are ways to preserve your body for longer, and I don't think people really appreciate that.
100%. And the other thing too is that what I saw, and I was like, okay, that this makes sense. When people were saying that, like they were saying like about his game, and his game is going to change, and if he's not that athletic, is he going to be dunking? Is he going to be going back people? I think he's going to stay the same. Now I know he said he's not going to dunk it, guys. Best believe he's going to dunk it at some point.
Instinct takes over.
Instinct's going to take over. But I want to say one thing, right? And this is how you'll know like how in tune he is with his body. And he had, shout out to D Rose and the people who've been through this, right? Because the first thing we was saying, everybody was like, hey, you're jumping, you're falling. You're jumping and you're falling. Like this, right? He had some nasty falls. He had some weird falls, like with his leg kind of twisted
up
back.
Under him, yep.
Grabbing him. Like, that was not, that's not how you're supposed to fall in basketball. Like, one of the things you learn as an athlete, in any sport, is how to fall.
Mm-hmm.
What's your preferred? Like, you don't want to fall with your elbow. That's how you break your
that hurts.
That's how you dislocate your shoulder or break your elbow. You don't want to fall with your wrist, because that's how you break your wrist. You don't want to fall with your knees. That's how you hurt your knees. You always want to fall kind of to the side, kind of just roll out every time you fall. Now, that's not doable every time, Tony.
No.
But that's how you want to fall. Now, think about this. When we was talking about Derrick Rose and Ja Morant, it was the same situation. They're both like huge explosive, very explosive. I believe, right, that, and I'm not God, but obviously, sometimes less is more, right? And you let you for longevity. He's been on the run. Like, you've seen what Ja Morant's been doing for the past so long, and now he's had a stint that he was hurt and then came back and then got hurt again. So I definitely see where he's coming from. I just don't like how people don't have this understanding of saying like, hey, we understand, like, because the only thing they see is the highlights and the sell more to be more, you know what I'm saying, more appealing and human highlight and all these things, which is great. If you can do it, do it. But if you can't, you're here to play basketball. You're here to win games.
And if instinct takes over and he takes off on a 6'7" guy or a center and tries to dunk on him, of course it's going to happen. I think if you look around the league, just the history of the league, shooters, specifically, you think of some of the best shooters of all time.
Yes.
Kyle Korver, J.J. Redick, Ray Allen. They didn't take a lot of hits. They didn't take a lot of contact. They weren't at the rim trying to score on someone the size of Valanciunas, right? Like, they just didn't do those things. They were able to play longer careers, make more money, and be a part of some really winning teams. In Ja Morant's case, if he changed his game from I'm looking to dunk on everybody every single time to let me pull up from 18, the 2 points count the same, and he develops a really good DeRozan-like mid-range, he's going to play.
You know that he had the floaty. Like the
so, like, all right, you're going to float it instead of dunk it? Cool. 2 points count the same.
No.
Like, so I look at that.
It's less appealing, but it counts the same.
It's less appealing if you're just looking at SportsCenter.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's less appealing when, like, the reason you're Ja Morant and the reason, like, you're this guy is because you're 6'2" and you're jumping this high. Because if you were 7 feet and you were just, like, jumping and dunking it, it doesn't look that impressive.
It doesn't look as cool, yeah.
Unless you're, like, okay, guy, Bron and Yanni and
like
KD.
Blake Griffin was, like, 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, exactly. And Blake and DeAndre Jordan. Then it looks great because you're 7 feet, you jump this high, too. So, yeah. But if you're 7 feet and you just jump and dunk it doesn't look that it's great to have, but it doesn't look that impressive. The thing is, he has the floater, he has the shots, he has the in and out comeback, dribble, kind of take you to the layup, everything. I'm just more of I'm talking as a vet, man. I've played 12 years. I'm saying this, like I'm in the locker room. I'm proud of you for, like, saying this. And whatever happens. Maybe you go out there, you dunk 5 times. It doesn't matter. But having the self-awareness, it's very, very important.
It's super smart. And I look at it, so when I was younger, there used to be this commercial that we all thought was really cool. It was Dwayne Wade. And it was like fall down 7, get up 8. And the commercial showed him at the rim just getting drilled, hitting the ground. I think it probably had Shaq and Gasol, like, taking hits from these massive people. Dwayne Wade is a top whatever player all time, hands down, great.
Yeah.
We probably could have got more Dwayne Wade if he had the longevity. He played a long career, but toward the end, like, those body blows, they just adds up.
It does add up. And you got to think one more thing. Dwayne Wade and Ja Morant are in the same body type.
No.
We're talking about it. Like Dwayne Wade just a physical specimen. I'm not saying Ja Morant is not
it's just
athletically,
different.
But we're talking about if you're heavy, but like I'm like even for me, like I'm not this huge guy, but I weigh 235. Like I'm big boned guy. So like when I fall on people and I hit people, it sounds different than exactly. So it sounds different than if I was 6'2", weighing I don't know what is
Ja Morant is listed at 6'2", 174.
174. So it's a big
That's
difference.
A huge difference.
Huge difference, right? And basketball, not even in the NFL. We're talking about like basketball. So I think I'm just proud of him, man. Hey, want to thank our sponsors, Gruber Law Offices. I want us to thank Paraguay Casinos and Hotel and Car Bliss.